and welcome to 2019. Yes, it's a brand new year, it's a brand new month. I hope you're all having a swell 2019 so far, and hope you continue to have a great year. Anyway, what is up guys, it's Natural here, and welcome back to another video, and my first video of 2019, so I've survived 2018. Since Liga is still on its winter break, Serie A is now on its winter break, the Premier League is taking a little week off because of the Christmas fixtures that happened, so they're having the FA Cup. It kicks off this Saturday, Sunday, Friday, whenever the fucking days are of the FA Cup matches, and Bundesliga is still taking a fucking fiesta as well. So the only league that actually is back that's not the FA Cup, which is the cup round, is La Liga, and that's what we're kicking off. The only classic cracking game is Atletico Madrid, who are second in the league, play against Sevilla, who are third in the league. And we're going to start off with Sevilla, who are the home side. They've had a very, very great first half of the season with some really surprise wins against Real Madrid, where they spanked them 3-0, where Andre Silva scored a really good goal. I think he actually scored a brace in that game. They've also had some really incredible matches as well. They could have easily got a really good point against Barcelona, but Barcelona just too much in the end with Lionel Messi and co. But I'm really impressed with Sevilla. I think last season they really struggled with goals. They relied so much on Ben Yedder. Manchester United fans will know for knocking them out of the Champions League. But Andre Silva, he's came in, he's been a different player than he was at AC Milan. He looks more fitted than he's been. He looks more confident than he's been. Is back with him. He reminds me so much of another Portuguese striker who was a phenomenal finisher in Nuno Gomes. And man, he was one of my favourite players growing up as a kid watching. And for me, he can be a great player, but we wait to see. Maybe he just gives him more time, and he is still young, you know, so he's probably needs a lot more learning. But they got rid of Muriel, who's now at Fiorentina, on loan for the rest of the season. So it'd be interesting if they bring our striker in this window, in the January transfer window, so to make sure that they get top 4 in the Champions League for this season. As for Atletico Madrid, they're for me the only team I think can challenge Barcelona for the title this year, which means it's a huge game for Atletico Madrid. And we really find out what this Atletico Madrid team is all about this season, because they really struggled against the so-called top, sort of to beat those teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid and Sevilla. You probably put Valencia in that as well. They can't really get over the line, but with Griezmann, Diego Costa, you're starting to get some goals, and also Kalinic. Atletico Madrid should get the result in this game. They should get the job done, but I do think they will. But I do think it'll be a cracking game in a 2-1 win against Sevilla. But there's a but coming. I could easily see Sevilla get the draw in this match. So I'm just going Atletico Madrid. Now it's the third round of the FA Cup. Yeah, that's something I'm not very used to. I'm not very used to making predictions for the FA Cup, because yeah, it's the FA Cup. Who gives a damn the FA Cup? But there's no other fucking matches to talk about this weekend. But we're going to start off with Man City against Rotherham. A Man City who got a huge win against Liverpool in the Premier League, which cuts the gap from 7 to 4. And for me, if they lost that game against Liverpool, I wouldn't say the title race was dead, but I would say it'd be very difficult for Man City to catch Liverpool when you're 10 points behind. People ask me, who's the real greatest player to play for Man City? Is it Sergio Aguero? Is it David Silva? Is it Yaya Toure? For me, I'm going Sergio Aguero. He scored the winning goal that won them the title. He has scored collective goals to win them titles, and not just that. You think of the likes of the FA Cup, you think of the likes of the League Cup, Champions League. This man has done it. He's for me the greatest player I've ever seen City have ever had. Yes, David Silva is an outstanding world-class player, and for me to go down in folklore as one of the greatest midfield players to ever play in the Premier League. But I just feel Sergio Aguero, a goal scorer, the hardest thing to do in world football is score goals, and I think he is. But I think for this game, Man City, I don't think will play the strongest team. I don't think David Silva will play, Bernardo Silva will play. They'll probably play their second choice goalkeeper against Rotherham, who have been really struggling in the Championship this year. They just got promoted from League One, so this is like a default game, you could say. I can't believe I just used that word. Don't even start with a default dance. But I think Man City will destroy little Rotherham 5-0 at the Etihad Stadium. I'm going to keep it at FA Cup because we're going to Woking Town against Watford. And Woking are are they the only non-league club left in this competition? Are they? Amanda? Are they the only non-league club left in this competition? Bitch, you're supposed to be doing this. You're the one that's supposed, every single video, you're supposed to be getting the stats for me, girl. What do? You sat there on New Year's Day and single-handedly drunk your ass off. Anyway, I don't know if I think they are the last non-league club. They are, I don't know. But Woking have had an excellent little season in the non-league, in the conference. So, but this is not an easy game for Watford. We've all seen great FA Cup giant killings before. So, I mean, I can take you a long distance of telling you how many there's been, but that's what makes the FA Cup special. But for me, I actually think Woking will get the win. I think it's an upset in the cards. Because this game is at Woking, at their home stadium, it'll be a great atmosphere. I think they'll win this game 1-0, even though I think Watford will play a B team. Now heading back to La Liga, and it is Espanyol against Leganés. And Espanyol have really struggled since the winter break. And to be honest, I think the winter break actually suited Espanyol because they lost 6 games on the bounce. And before they lost 6 games on the bounce, they were only 2 points of the top 4. They were above Real Madrid in the table. Now, they're only 3 points above the relegation zone. And I said their squad depth is one of the worst in the league. You probably put them up there with maybe even the promoted clubs. Herska definitely put in Rayo Vallecano and maybe some other clubs. But for me, I've really not impressed Espanyol in recent games. I just felt that maybe they just thought, you know what, we're a mid-table team, no point really trying. You can't do that in any league, and this is definitely hurt them because right now, 6 games in a row, they've lost, and they can't find that winning formula at the start of the season. As for Leganés, they've been disappointing as well. I thought that 1-1 draw against Atletico Madrid earlier in the season would actually give them some benefit, some bounce or something. It turns out they're just not. They're not good enough. I'd be surprised if they actually stay up this year. And this is a massive sort of relegation fight, 6-pointer, which I think Espanyol will win because I think their homework has been sensational this season. And apart from Barcelona's defeat, with Lionel Messi scoring 2 outstanding free kicks, I do think they have too much quality for a bang average Leganés side, and I think it'll be a 3-1 win. That just leaves the last game to talk about, which is Norwich against Portsmouth in the FA Cup third round. And Norwich are definitely the best team to watch at the end, with pretty much 10 minutes to go at the end of the match. They have scored 20-something, I think it's only 30 goals they have scored at the end, about 10 minutes to go at the match, including added time. You'd probably say, let's say for instance, look at the games. You think the likes of the Nottingham Forest game, they came back, I think got a point in that game. Derby, they were leading the game, they had floodlight problems with the lights. Derby came back and scored 2 winners. And many others go on the season. They're having a fantastic season, Norwich. Like, they're second in the Championship. They have a massive chance of actually getting promoted to the Premier League this season, even though I don't think their squad depth is great. But we've seen it before with Cardiff City last season, with Neil Warnock. It doesn't matter if you have a great squad. If you have a great manager and team tactics, you can get promoted. We've seen it before with Huddersfield Town. I can see it with Norwich. I just think, can Norwich sort of get... This is going to be a hindrance to them in the FA Cup. They don't want to be in the FA Cup. They just want to be knocked out so they can focus and concentrate, getting promoted from the Championship to the Premier League. As for Portsmouth, they're having a sensational season in League One, and they top the league in League One. But I'm really impressed with Portsmouth. I think they have a really good manager. They've got really good talented players. People say the League One players, but Portsmouth for me have always been like a Premier League club. I mean, this team won the FA Cup back in 2008. For goodness sake, this is a very good team. This is like a very family football club. Yes, they've been destroyed by ownership for so long, but now I think they got the right owners. I think they have the right package. I think they have a fantastic. Falcon Park's always been a great stadium. One of my favorite stadiums in terms of football atmosphere in England, you could say, so in English football. So this is a hindrance for both sides really. Norwich want to get promoted to the Premier League, Portsmouth want to get promoted to the Championship. I just think whoever loses this match, it doesn't really, it doesn't feel anything for them because they can focus on the league and not the FA Cup. But I think Norwich will win this game 6-4. Yes, there's something there. Yes, I'm tipping Norwich to win 6-4. This game's going to be full of absolute goal-fest action. But Norwich will win this game for 2 goals in added time. You heard it here first. Norwich will score 2 fucking winners, 2 late goals to win the game 6-4. They've done it so long, they've done it so many times this season. And I think Pookie will score both of them. So guys, there's a prediction for this episode. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you really love the FA Cup, go to an FA Cup match. Hold the plastic FA Cup, which every fan does. Come back home, take that home, and click that godforsaken notification bell. Anyway, you guys are having a great 2019 so far, and I hope it continues. Anyway, enjoy yourselves. Please like, subscribe. The Natural is out.